Hello, Daniel here, and I'm bringing you another AutoFlex Connect settings tutorial video. Today I'm going to be looking at heat mats. Right now I've got a heat mat equipment group that I have already created, and then I've got a variable output that I have already configured as a heat mat. I'm going to go into the configuration menu here and just show you. I did the standard or default heat mat 1K. If you do have a heat mat that has a 3K or 5K temperature sensor, there are also those options as well. Let's then just jump right into the settings. So the settings page here has our set point, our probe offset, alarm, and an assign curve button. Most people are going to run their heat mats off of a growth curve. So let's go ahead and assign that curve. In here, we've got my heat mats curve that I have already created. So I will select that. And then now this is the new look for the settings page. So I will just save it now that we've assigned that curve. So our set point is now grayed out. It shows us what the set point is, but we can't change it because the growth curve is controlling that set point. And instead we have the option to adjust the day that we're on. So as we adjust the day, we can see that the target temperature changes. We also have the option for this probe offset. And what that is it's basically making up for the design of the heat mats. Because the temperature sensor is embedded within the heat mat, it is closer to the heating coils and it's going to be a little bit warmer than the surface temperature of the heat mat. So we have this default 6 degree or minus 6 degree probe offset that basically takes, or the displayed temperature is going to be 6 degrees less than the actual temperature that the temperature probe is reading. And that's because generally it's about 6 degrees difference between the surface of the heat mat and what the probe is reading. So this is to give us an accurate reading as compared to what the surface of the heat mat is. If we wanted to edit our growth curve, we do have the button here to edit the curve. And here we could go in, it's like other growth curves, we can edit our target set point as well as our days. But this is a good growth curve, so there's no need to do that. So I will just hop back to the settings here. The final thing that I will just touch on is the alarms. So in the alarms here, we have our low and high amperage that can be enabled if you want them, and our alarm delay in seconds. And that alarm delay is just the amount of time that the alarm condition needs to be present for that alarm to actually go off. So if we jump over, if we're at 2.1 amps for 5 seconds, we're not going to get an alarm. We need to be at over 2 amps for at least 10 seconds for us to trigger that alarm. And obviously right now our alarms are disabled, so it wouldn't alarm. And you can also see there is the option to have, if there is a high alarm, you can completely shut it off automatically or not, depending on how you want it to operate. And then as well, we have our temperature set point alarms if it gets too warm or too cold. Same thing, you also have an alarm delay for these two, and you can enable them or disable them. And then as well a broken sensor alarm if you want it to be detecting if that temperature sensor has broken. So that is the alarms settings. And that is it. Heat mats are pretty simple, so that's going to do it for this video. I will see you guys in the next one.